Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of On the Rocks. This week, we're going to taste this fabulous bourbon called Jefferson's, which is, Jefferson's overall are great, but this one is ocean aged at sea, and it's really spectacular. And unfortunately, it's expensive. And I'm hoping, because I don't get paid to do these, that the people at Jefferson's will send me a case. I'm not begging, please. So now I'm going to introduce my very, very special guest and my very dear longtime friend, Lee Tergesen. Hey, Lee.
Hey. Even a bottle. One bottle? It doesn't have to be a case.
What? That's right.
You're humble, man.
Just a gesture.
A gesture.
Yes.
Something. You're going out of your way to feature them. Anyway.
Let me pour you a glass of fabulous Jefferson's.
Actually, I think I've got my own.
What is it? What's in there?
Coffee. I'm driving.
Coffee.
I got to go back to the suburbs to the kids.
Right. Well, listen, if you're not going to drink, I'm not going to drink because people will think that I'm an... Never mind.
I'm sorry. No, come on. Have a drink.
No. It's fine. It's fine. So, we are here because next Sunday and the Sunday after that, we're going to show two films. Church, which you are in.
Yes.
And Eddie and the Aviator. Both films are short films directed by our wonderful friend, Shawn Whitel, who is no longer with us. And his wife, Maria, was able to get me copies of the film. And I'm very excited to post them. For those of you who may not remember, Shawn Whitel was an actor. He was on Oz. He played Groves, the cannibal. He was a writer. He was one of our best writers on Homicide, Life on the Street. He married Maria, who's an incredible woman, and they had a son, Gus, who is now very, very adult. He's a great basketball player, like his father was. And anyway, tell us about working with Shawn as a director. You'd worked together as actors.
Yeah.
But you hadn't worked with actor-director. So how was that?
Well, it was fun. It was like an experience with Shawn. He knew what he wanted to get, and it was, because it was independent and low budget, he had to be fast and furious. Mm-hmm. He was a great director. And now my memory, I don't have fine detailed memories of.
Well, it was a while ago.
That was a while ago.
Yes.
What year was it?
I don't know the year. But I probably should. If I was any good as a host of a podcast, I'd have No.
I'm not going to let you talk about yourself like that. You're doing great. Look at you.
I remember it was shot at a church.
It was shot at a church. He cast his father, too. His father was in it.
Jack was great. Jack played a judge on Homicide. Yes, but Shawn on Oz, for me, it was remarkable because he had he had long, stringy hair, which he didn't wash on purpose because he wanted to look as bizarre as he possibly could. Bizarre. And
because he was a fetching young man.
He was a fetching young man, but he was also a dedicated actor and wanted to give
he had a blast with that part.
Yeah, much truth as possible. Did you have a lot of scenes with him?
I think we came in at the same time. I think we came in at the same time. We had those scenes. He licked the walls a lot.
That's right.
I remember him licking the walls a lot.
I also remember when he was talking to B.D. Wong, who played the priest. He was going to confession, though he wasn't Catholic, and they got it talking about how the Eucharist is the body and blood of Christ, and how he was like, oh,
Yeah.
Well, that sounds good. And his poor mother, who is a beautiful woman and a dedicated, devout Catholic, was slightly appalled by that
It was
particular
appalling.
conversation. Well, I guess yes. I mean, I'm Catholic, and I wasn't appalled by it. But then again, I wrote it, so.
You know what I was thinking about the other day was, and actually I was listening to the Porno for Pyros album,
Oh, wow.
which he used. Remember the
Yeah.
one-man show he did, which was
Based
it was
on
called-
it was Diary of a Madman. It was based on the Dust J.
was it called? Did he call it Unusual Man or something?
Something like that, yeah.
That was like the most astounding thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
he
I
was so
forgot.
good in that.
And he did it. He did it here, and he did it in L.A.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a wonderful actor and a wonderful writer and a wonderful friend.
Yeah.
I met him through his brother John. John is a director. John and I were at Williamstown Theater Festival. First year that I was there was his first year there. And John has many brothers.
You didn't meet him Shawn back then. Did
No,
come
he was in
there?
college.
Oh, he was in college then.
And but he decided to move to New York. Mm-hmm. And that's when I met him. The whole family, I mean, they're not all in our business, but they, like Jim is a Division I basketball coach.
Right.
And Tom is a financier, which means I don't really know what he does, but I know he's involved in money.
Right. And we hope he doesn't get arrested.
Yeah, that's right.
You know.
And Patrick runs
Hollywood. He runs
he
Hollywood,
pretty
right?
much runs Hollywood, but not you and me.
Not you and me.
No.
Nope.
He doesn't want us.
He wants us. He wants us. He wants us.
And then Chris is now retired, but he wrote soap operas.
Yeah, he was a writer. Yeah.
Yeah. And let's talk a little about how you and I met back in the day.
You and I met.
I was living
yes.
on West 23rd Street.
Yes.
And around the corner
Was your favorite restaurant
was
or the closest restaurant?
well, it wasn't actually the closest. I think Moonstruck was closest.
Okay. No longer there.
No longer. The Empire Diner, the classic, beautiful Art Deco diner. And every Sunday, I would go there to have dinner. And
You would sit in the corner, and
I would sit at the counter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
by the phone when there was pay phones,
Oh, yes, payphone.
just in case you need to get your bookie on the line.
Did I have a bookie?
I don't know.
I don't know
It was
either.
they had the phone. I was just thinking.
And you were a waiter.
You're the greatest waiter ever.
Maybe not the greatest waiter ever. And I often tell the story about how there was two couples, and they had lunch or dinner, whatever it was, and they paid the bill and they left you
16 cents.
16 cents
I
tip.
remember. 16 cents.
And they were walking out the door, and you walked behind them, and when they were down on the sidewalk, you went, "Hey, you forgot your change," and you threw it at them, which I thought that is you as a waiter.
But I also
to a
had
T.
a line. I had a line
Oh,
for it.
what did you say?
You need this more than me. That's why I love that place.
Oh my God!
I
Yeah,
could
the
get
fact
a
that you weren't fired is a
hijinks.
miracle.
And that was just the tip. But the funny thing is, I was working at a restaurant called Lola, which was like very fancy, as a busboy on 21st Street, and they had like a jazz brunch. And then I became a waiter there, and as I'm leaving there, one of the man, because I got fired because I took too many vacations during a summer.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway,
Well, you had places to go and people
this
to
guy
see.
Kerry says to me, "Listen, go see my friend Doug. He works at the Empire Diner. I think the Empire Diner is going to be good for you." Boy, was he right. I don't know what happened to Carrie. I haven't seen him in years, but because I met you.
Well, it did, and I remember that you were in a play.
Well, I was just giving everybody like
the flyers.
Flyers,
Yes.
yeah. Because back then, I don't know if I'm sure people are still doing little like theater things where everybody says they're going to get producers and agents to come to see them, but basically your family comes and friends.
Yes.
It was the Saturday night before we were going to close, and all of a sudden there's the director comes down and he's like, guys, there's a producer from St. Elsewhere in the audience, Tom Fontana. And I'm like, because I know your name, but I don't think we ever talked about like what you did or anything.
No,
we were just shoot the shit. And
you just wanted to make sure my tip was big.
Yeah.
Or I wanted to make sure because I didn't want it thrown at me.
You know what? And there was a couple times, now in retrospect. But then.
Well, it was also, if I remember correctly, it was 5th of July by Lanford Wilson.
Yes.
And I was.
I played the Jonathan Hogan part, I think, right?
Yeah. And I love Lanford Wilson's plays. So, and I had seen it, the original production, at the Circle in the Square, or the Circle Repertory Theater, sorry. And I was curious to see it again, and you were so dynamic as a waiter that I thought, well, I wonder if this kid's got any acting talent, and you did.
Changed my life.
Yeah, see, you never know which door
I owe it
opens.
all to you, Tom Fontana. And then you came in the next day and you were like, listen, I'm going to do a reading of this play of mine, Paris Buffalo, right?
Right. And the first thing we did together was...
we did something at the Writers' Theater.
Oh, yes, we did Cruel and Unusual, wasn't it?
Right, yep.
And that was done at the Writers' Theater, which was the nonprofit theater that I was involved in with David Laundra and Linda Laundra and Marilyn Campbell and John Whitel and Irene Burns. We did it on stage, and then we actually filmed it.
That was sort of what you based, right? The 3 Men and a Demon?
Yes, that's right.
Which ended up winning you an
I
Emmy.
used some of that, the dynamic. I mean, it was obviously very different.
Very different.
Because the way we did Cruel and Unusual was at one point...
Everybody switched.
Yeah, everybody switched. Then we did that half-hour pilot about the speechwriters for the president, and you played an unhoused man, or however they're referred to now.
Yeah, Emperor Norton.
Emperor Norton. And you were very funny.
Yeah. I auditioned for New Year, right?
Yes.
Which I didn't get.
Yes. And
I let it go, though. I let it go.
well, thank you for letting it go.
But the funny thing is, the speechwriters thing, there was 2 of those.
We shot it once here in New York with one cast, and on the day we were shooting it, the technicians union at CBS went on strike.
Wow, I don't remember that.
The head of the union came up to me and said, "Are you one of the producers?" And I said, yes, I am one of the producers. And he said, "I'm officially telling you that we are walking out." And I said, "Take me with you, please. Don't leave me here." Because then all these CBS executives came down to run the show. And it was a disaster. The lighting was so off, and they were anyway. And so I guess CBS felt so bad that the pilot came out so badly that they said, we'll redo it in Los Angeles. And we had the director from Golden Girls. It was suddenly very and I think, and William Daniels was in it.
Yeah.
This was after St. Elsewhere. That didn't get on the air.
I didn't get on the air.
And you were in that one. as opposed to the other one that didn't get on the air that we didn't hire you.
Yeah.
So I think you see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But then you were on Homicide.
Yes.
You played
Officer Thorman.
Thorman, that's right.
Thorman.
And
But he
Edie
was a
Falco
Norwegian.
played your wife.
My beautiful wife.
Yes. And you were blinded by a gunshot.
Got shot in the face.
Yeah. And that inspired me to write Beecher for you.
Really?
Yeah. Because I figured he can blind act.
My blind acting was pretty good, too, bro.
Yeah.
Pretty
I
good.
mean, yeah. So Beecher, I don't know if you want to tell that very funny story about how you thought you created the part and I thought I created the part.
That's fair. Oh, it's funny. This is the humiliating story.
No, let's skip it.
I want to tell it. I love it. I love this. This is my favorite Tom Fontana story. Are you kidding? Nothing humiliates me, especially after working for you for 7 years. Anyway, after the first year, we were doing some press. I think it was the first 2 years. And then I was going to move back here right before the third year. And I'm going through like scripts and stuff to like empty out so that I can move. And wait, did I say the part about... No. Okay, so during press for the first couple of years of Oz, I'm saying how we got together, and I sort of came up with the idea of Beecher, this guy who ends up in jail. He's got to live by his wits. And you're sitting there in a lot of these like interviews with me, just like doing that Tom thing, and which I love, but the yes and Tom. Anyway, so I am going through scripts and I find this one called Club Med, and I open it up and it's about a medium security prison. And I'm like, and all of a sudden there's this character who's a lawyer who has done something. I don't think it was hitting somebody with it, and then he ends up in jail. And all of a sudden I'm like, everything I've said. And I called Tom and I'm like, Tom, I just found this script called Club Med. And you laugh, that adorable laugh, like, I go, why didn't you say anything? You said, I don't know, it seemed important to you.
Well,
amazing.
But let me put it this way.
But
you did create the part because...
yes, but not the way I was making out. Also, I was easily confused back then.
You were. But...
But yeah,
now you're easily confused because you have two adorable children.
Oh my God! Don't get me started about those kids. Adorable.
They're adorable.
They're adorable.
They're rotten, but they're
rotten
adorable.
and adorable.
And adorable.
Yes.
And talk a little about how fatherhood has changed you.
My life has been incredible. It's just the fact that I am where I am now. I am out in the suburbs, and really, what parenting is for me, is going, what did I just say? What have I become? Because all of a sudden, like one of the classic things. My mother used to do this thing when we would leave the house when I was a kid, where she'd all of a sudden get a napkin or a paper towel out and liquor, and then wipe something off my face, and it was like sandpaper on my face. But then now I have a kid, and one day at the morning at the bus, I look down and see like something from breakfast on his face, and I want that off because I know they're judging me because I'm a bad parent. And you want to get it off with all your heart. Get it off. So those kind of things.
Great. And how long have you been married now?
Yuko and I have been together 22 years, but we have been married like 13, 12.
Yeah. And if I remember, you got married in Japan, which is where Yuko's family lives.
That's right.
I remember seeing a picture of you in a full kind of...
Yeah, we went full kimono. It was a very, like, really... It looks like a robe, but there's also like a corset or something under it so that it's all like holds it together.
Yeah.
Well, when I got together with Yuko, I was okay with chopsticks, but when I met her family, the extended family for the meal before the wedding, I all of a sudden, we're on the bullet train, and I'm like, oh my God, I got to get my shit together with the chopsticks. And so Yuko, my beautiful wife, was just worked with me until I had it just right. And then we go to the meal the next day, and now I forget.
Oh no.
Right? All of a sudden she turns to me and she goes, my uncle just said you use chopsticks beautifully.
Oh.
I was like, all right. Phew.
Yeah. Oh, I've never heard that story. That's a great story.
Yeah, she's got a great family.
You have a great family.
I do.
Your brother Chris, who was our music genius on both Homicide and Oz.
That should have been his credit.
No, I would have had to pay him then. Pay him more.
More. You definitely paid.
Yeah.
And his wife Tony was in...
was on Homicide, yeah, and later on Oz, she played the the woman who
with the dogs,
with the
right?
dogs,
Yeah.
I really, I love working with new actors that I haven't worked with before, but I also love working with actors that I've had experience. Like when we did Sugarland, it was so great to just be able to call everybody up and say, "Hey, we're going to do this thing for Audible."
Yeah.
And I was directing it, which I don't normally do, and the only reason I felt comfortable directing it was because I knew you all would just slide into these parts. It was intimidating because I don't normally direct, and also it was in a medium that I had no experience in. Right. So I was like, okay, and it was fun. I had a blast, and I think it turned out really well.
Well, but also, you sort of don't sell yourself short. You were always you were on the set a lot, and you always have ideas about stuff.
Yeah, and I did direct Cruel and Unusual.
Yes.
Back then, I did have ideas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, back then, you really had a lot of ideas.
Wow. It's hard for me to remember, but yeah, I think I did have ideas. Memories, like the corners of my mind.
Go to church. I remember just telling him, go to church. That was one of his father's lines.
So thanks for being here, Lee.
My pleasure.
And I hope everyone will watch the next two short films. Next week it'll be Church, starring Lee Tergesen. And
it's a tour de force.
And then the following week will be Eddie and the Aviator. So thanks for watching On the Rocks. And we'll see you next time.
Let me just have one sip.